Brain Candy Podcast, episode 871.
Yes!
I did it. I remembered.
I'm proud of you.
I'm impressed. It's only because you said it at the beginning and end of the last episode, so I had it in my mind.
Wow, that's true. Wow, that's interesting.
Because I wouldn't have not remembered, because that's how my brain works.
We're here.
Remember weird stuff. But
we're queer. One of us is.
How are you doing, Suze?
So good.
So good?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing good. My mom's about to arrive, and that is always exciting. I'm going to have Sally here. Here's my question. Should I have her as a guest on This Changes Everything?
Absolutely.
What should we talk about?
Spirit.
Yeah, right? Kind of feel like we should do something like that.
Well, Sally is a fascinating woman. So there are so many topics you could explore. Yeah. She's had a lot of experiences with the penal system in the United States.
Yes.
With, all the drama with your family and the terrorism.
Drama. And the terrorism. Oh, my God.
Well, because when she told me that she was, I don't know how I guess they classified her into that.
List. Mm-hmm.
That was the first time I ever thought in depth about that word.
Right.
And what that means.
It was because she made threats. She left threatening. And if you make threats against somebody,
you're
it's
a
considered
terrorist.
Like an act of terrorism because she did it. And
Stuff like
it
that
happened
is
to be
so
right
fascinating.
after 9/11 and right after they made that law. So it was like people were real excited to get
to use
her in
that.
trouble. And also,
stuff like that.
My dad's family is in the legal world.
Yeah.
So they knew exactly what to do.
But she also would have so much to say about, I don't know, just like the spiritual element to wellness. And
I was thinking death.
Oh God, yeah.
Because
that'd be great.
She talks to a lot of people after they've lost a loved one or after, and wanting to connect with them. And she kind of like connects with people who have passed on.
Well, we should clarify that she is a psychic.
Oh, yes. My mother is a psychic.
If you weren't aware.
That's what she does as a profession. That's how she pays the bills. She's been doing it for years.
I seriously feel like it's the family business because Sarah identifies as a therapist. But it's the same stuff, cooking.
Suze, every single time, my mom will call me and she'll be like, okay, I got another one. And she'll always have these stories to tell me of like these crazy things that happened that she gets right. And not that with her clients, but in her own life where she's like, yep. And I thought, da-da-da-da. And then this happened and look at that. And I was like, oh my God, it's like that. So she always ends every single one of those stories with, and you have the gift too. And so you should need to know this. And I'm like, Mom, you're so funny because you end every single one of these stories with, and this is important for you to know because you are like this too. I'm like, okay.
Well, whatever she has, if you want to think of it as a gift, I believe you do have it. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either.
But I do agree with her about that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm more accepting of it the older I get and the more comfortable, the more I understand what it is, because I'll tell you, it's not like I hear voices. It's not like that. I want to be very clear on that.
It's intuitive.
But I have an aunt who has passed away who is schizophrenic. And I was always scared that the line is thin or something. And that if I open up this sounds crazy when I talk about it, but that I would be like, I don't know. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to see. I don't want to. I just want to stay in my nice little protective place because I didn't understand what this was. But I do recognize what you're saying, that I have this. I saw it happen in grad school, and I have witnesses. I saw it happen multiple times in where I would say things, and I knew things, like specific things about who, like a specific family member. Without giving away details. And
I've seen you do it.
And
I mean, we
can't
have a
explain
running
that.
joke about Sarah's got a theory.
Right.
But oftentimes it is not actually a theory.
Right.
It's just you reporting the story.
Yeah. I could feel it. It's like a memory that about the future, but you see it as the same way you'd run through a memory that you have about anything else you did. Like when you think about,
I barely have
Christmas.
memories about the past. So
well,
you
it's funny. I have
embrace
terrible
it.
memory with the real world, but like actual physical world. No, not
the show,
but not the show that I was on. But other people's memories and downloads from. I got it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
It's
so
fun.
maybe we'll talk about death and we'll talk about stuff like that, and make people more comfortable with that. Because
she's a very compelling character and so fun to listen to.
Yeah. She is so fun to listen to.
Yeah.
Guess what we got coming? The family Christmas present. You would never guess in a million years.
What do you mean?
My mom is purchasing this, something that she's wanted for her forever since she was a kid, and now she has the space for it and is building the appropriate homes for this thing. My mom's getting a horse.
Okay.
Yes.
The horse
girls.
Okay.
That's right. So, and we're
Sarah's
talking like on the
sort of
property, like the
fantasized.
horse, like Mr. Ed, like it's like right there, living just a few yards away from my mom's,
This
house.
is what
So
you've
she's
always
already
wanted.
got it picked out. I know.
That's nice. That's
I'm so
exciting.
excited.
I do love horses.
Yeah.
They're so
And
great.
in Costa Rica, they're like,
They run
you
free.
need a horse? Here you go. Take this horse. Just feed
Right.
it and give it a place to
Anything
live.
goes.
Anything
Man,
goes. Exactly.
I would love a lawless community.
Oh my gosh. I'm just going to like hop on that thing and just ride around and nobody's going to stop me because like it's 100%
Sarah's
what I'm
go
going to do.
bareback.
Yeah. I told my mom, I'm like going to braid that thing's hair. I'm going to like just take it out into the middle of the field and just like run like I've always wanted to on the horse. Because they do not let you do that when you go and you rent the horses on the beach and you're like, I'm going to just take this thing and just like gallop up and just take off. And they're like, no, you can't do that.
No.
But
the
now I
only
can.
book my dad ever read was Black Beauty.
Oh, it's a great
And
book.
I wouldn't even know. It's like the only book I haven't read.
But wait,
And-
he read, but not to you. He just read it himself.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I was
Not
thinking
to
he read
me.
it to you.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if my dad read me a book? I can't. That would be hilarious. No. And he would just reference Black Beauty. Like anytime anybody brought up a horse, he'd be like, yeah, like Black Beauty. I hope your mom's horse is like Black Beauty. Do we
hope
know
so,
what color
too.
it is?
We don't, but I'm going to guess it's going to be like a brown
Well, they tend
Like-
to be
mare, just like a
classic.
classic, just maybe with a distinctive feature on the face that could be fun. I know it's
Yeah.
4 years old. I know it's a girl.
Oh.
And what do you think the going price for a horse is? What do you think my mom got this horse for?
Well,
Healthy
I always
horse,
remember-
great health, like everything good. They like totally
the
fine.
rumor is that the horses are cheap. It's the care that's expensive.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with $200.
Oh, $500.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it would be the hundreds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like that's
Yeah,
like the
'cause
same
they're, like,
price of a dog
affordable.
that you adopt
It's
from
like a tuba.
Right. That's a snowboard setup.
Right. But it's a horse.
But it's a freaking horse. So
Yeah.
this is going to be, and I got my new Insta 360 camera.
Right.
We're going to be GoProing or like
Footage.
video
Tons of
footage.
footage.
Tons of footage.
I'll
of
tell you what
Sarah
I want
just
footage
riding.
of in the
Yes.
animal world, and that is when I get out my Smalls cat food for my cats.
You know what? I actually do think I have a video of
Yeah,
your cat because when I
probably.
was sleeping in that playroom and the cat was just silhouetted like outline right
Oh,
by
yeah.
the food, just meowing at me
kinda
like, "Give me
yeah.
food now." And I was like, I don't run the joint. You got to ask
Yeah.
the lady in charge.
Yeah, you got to ask the bartender.
Yeah.
And I am that person, and Smalls is what I am serving to these cats. And I'm not ever going to cut them off because it is such a delight
That's cute.
to see these cats be so excited to eat, and for me to know that it's human grade food that they love and is good for them. They love bird and other bird. Those are their two favorites. It's like chicken and I think turkey.
Yeah.
And it's just so fun. And then Smalls is awesome because they donate to the Humane Society millions of dollars. And so they're helping cats around the world. And those darn cats need our help. Yeah. So give your cat the gift of great cat food this holiday season. Head to smalls.com/braincandy. Use promo code braincandy at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. It's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use our code braincandy for 50% off your first order. One last time, promo code braincandy, 50% off your first order plus free shipping.
How come I never saw any cat hair in your house?
Oh my God, Sarah, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to think it's because of my fastidious.
Yeah, okay. Because it was
nature.
like spotless. Yeah, no, I know. And I never like said anything and was like, oh, I now have cat hair on me. You know? Because I know that they cleaned my car a whole bunch, but I know the guy who had it before me definitely had a white dog. You know, now I've vacuumed a few times and I've discovered that, and it's like
when we've talked about getting a dog, Lincoln always wants those like big fluffy.
Oh yeah, he wants a golden retriever, and I love it.
Like I love those guys, but it is a mess.
Just it's fine.
Just bite the bullet.
Yeah.
I mean,
you won't even care.
We'll see. You won't even.
It's fine.
It's a lot of work.
It's no more hair than what you probably found on the floor after I stayed for.
I never found anything. No hair. Don't worry.
Because I cleaned
But you do have quite the mane.
Well, thank you. Yeah. And it sheds like crazy.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, let's talk about some actual stories that you came here for. This one, I mean, I feel like we have to talk about this. There is a Japanese conservative party leader and novelist. His name is Naoki Hayakuda. And he has proposed this idea that women should be banned from getting married over 25 years old and should have hysterectomies at 30.
What's the logic?
And he believes that this will pressure women into getting married. This is to address the declining birth rate.
I mean, it is a problem.
It is an actual problem. I mean, I am all about women doing the thing that they want to do, and I mean, I get it. You don't want to have kids. I'm right there with you,
that's
sister.
That's not the problem.
But the problem
for
is
society, it is a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
5.7% decline in the birth rate from 2003. So yeah, but the big problem that I'm thinking is what we're having this in multiple countries.
Yep.
I think the men need to maybe start doing something different, because when you see every country where you try to like take away women's rights and repress us, we're like, and we still have the freedom and ability to make decisions, thank God.
Yeah.
We're like, no, I'm good.
Yes, Sarah.
Remember how we talked about the 4B movement?
Oh yeah,
a while ago here.
Sweeping the globe.
Oh yeah. And I don't want to be an alarmist. I don't want to be like a person who says, like fuck all men. I'm not like that. I don't want to be like that. And I don't want to say
but fuck
just
all
like
men.
But they're not making it easy, and the answers are right there. And what I do see, because we have wonderful, wonderful men who listen to this show and who participate in the book club and our live Q&As and everything, and it feels like they are the kind of men who are in touch with all sides of themselves, and not in like an effeminate way. Or I hate those labels. I hate like this is masculine and this is feminine. I think what we need is just an acceptance of being a human, and that looks like different things, different times. And it's not necessarily, I think we've done men and women a big disservice by labeling certain traits as masculine, because it's saying that anything that's the opposite of that is feminine, and they don't want that. And that is I think a lot of our problem.
Yes.
the women's problem with the men.
Yeah, it feels like there's two issues. It feels like there's a societal problem where the laws and stuff do not encourage women to want to breed, because you think, oh, God, I don't want to bring up a child in this environment or whatever.
Right.
And then you have the more like personalized issue of like the type of men that are available and their points of view. I see this in the U.S., and I'm sure it's just as bad or worse in Japan or whatever, where it's like these patriarchal, misogynistic ideals where you're like, I don't want to have babies with this fucking idiot.
Right.
And so the idea that this right-wing politician / novelist...
Right. Exactly. I think that, and let me tell you, in the articles that I read, they didn't mention that until the end of it, or I think I found that out looking underneath the picture, the photo
like,
description.
Way,
I was like, okay,
he's also creative.
That matters in the story.
It does matter
to me.
The fact that this guy is like, I know the answer. Let's sterilize people. Right. Which, historically has been a not great idea.
And also, I didn't even mention this part, ban women from higher education after the age of 18.
Okay. Now I'm mad.
Before I was just angry. Now I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Yes. I love a fired up Susie.
Listen.
Yes.
Anytime.
We got an I tell you what and a listen out of that. Okay, let's have it.
And next up is like, first of all. Like we see this in Afghanistan and different Middle Eastern countries where they will like ban books or school or singing, anything that they are afraid of. That's what I want more of.
Right.
If they are like, women shouldn't have books, women shouldn't have music, women shouldn't be driving. These are the things.
Then I need to be reading a book while I'm singing, driving a car.
Right?
Wearing pants.
It's like in The Wizard of Oz when Glinda said, like, if she didn't want them so bad, like her desire for those shoes should tell you how powerful they are. Right? It's like, that's a tell. The fact that you don't want me to have that means it is powerful.
Right.
And so like if someone wants to take that away from you,
nuts.
I cannot believe this novelist, quote is saying they should not get an education and they should be sterilized.
Yes, at the age of 30. He then got a lot of pushback, and a lot of people were like, excuse me, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And so he rolled it back and said, oh, no, I apologize. This is supposed to spark debate. It's not a genuine policy suggestion. Okay.
I hate him.
Right?
Is he married, do you think?
Oh.
He's probably like an incel.
That's such a good question. Is he married? Because a lot of these guys, I was just watching something on Instagram where it was like people attacking this one. Like real what?
I spilled.
Oh, you sure did.
If you're watching the video version, what you'll see is someone who probably shouldn't have access to books or a vehicle.
White t-shirt contest. Yeah.
Sexy. It'll dry. Okay.
Yes.
Focus, Suze. Go ahead, Sarah. Sorry.
Yeah, but people were like attacking this one very like misogynistic podcast guy, dude, TikTok dude, YouTuber, whatever, who has been preaching all about like the alpha way and all this for like 7 years. Meanwhile, he has not been in a relationship. Like he's giving relationship advice the whole time, and he hasn't been in a relationship for 7 fucking years. And now they're all like interested in 18-year-old girls because they say they're like the fresh slate, and you could. Can you believe it?
That's special.
I'm just sickened by this. So
I mean, I think we need to steel ourselves and realize there's going to be a lot more of this.
Yeah.
Because it's not just in America that
Right.
we're moving in this sort of conservative direction. It's global with like,
right.
Race stuff and gender stuff. And I guess we just have to accept that that's what's ahead.
It's wild to me.
It's wild.
Yeah.
And
well,
I mean,
the next story I have is I think the solution to that.
Okay, yeah,
So-
let's hear it.
So, okay.
Oh, before we hear it, let's talk about how the only thing that could distract you right now from the watermarks on my shirt is my beautiful makeup, thanks to Thrive Cosmetics.
Yes. Oh, I need to order some more. I am, when you get to that place where you're like scraping the bottom of the barrel for my eyebrow, my eyebrow gel, I need to get more. And
You got to re-up.
I know. I got to re-up on a whole bunch of stuff. It's that time of year. There's like 2 times a year where I just like, okay, we're getting all the stuff.
Yeah, you got to like get all the stuff, then you'll go through it, then you re-up. The current obsession right now is this brilliant eye brightener. Can you see it on my eyelids?
I have it on too.
What color? Do you know? Mine
I like
is
Stella.
The white.
Yes,
I
Stella.
wish I knew the name.
That's it. Yes, I know
It's
it.
so
It is.
great.
It is. Because I think like star, because that means star in Italian. And
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Oh, that's a nice name.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you remember the book
that
about the
makes
bat
sense.
called Stella Luna? It was so cute. Yeah.
What? From what?
It was
My
like
childhood?
a kid's book.
Yeah.
Right, or something.
Wait, I didn't have
your,
access to
Or
those.
your
I'm like in
child's
Afghanistan.
childhood? Susie, you have a child.
We didn't
Your
have
child's
that
childhood.
one.
Okay. She's like, what? My childhood? No, you are a
I'm like,
parent
I had
from
no
you
books.
raising a kid. Hello.
Okay, don't judge me. Listen,
That's funny.
the brilliant
Yeah, I
eye
love that
brightener is
color.
awesome. It's like a crayon. You just color it on.
And I use it on the tip of my nose and on the bridge of my nose because it's a highlighter
it's
like
like a
that. And then I
highlighter.
rub some, I do right on like my
didn't
cheek
even
area.
think of that,
and it just
Sarah.
makes you like glowy. And even like
Okay,
right
it's
above
great.
the cupid's bow of your lip. That's where you do it.
What?
Yeah, right there. Boop. And you'll get like a nice little glow.
Wait
and it
till you
looks
see
great.
me next week. You're going to be like, who is she?
Yeah, you're putting in all the right spots.
And then the Liquid Lash Extensions mascara is the best in the business. I don't know what to tell you. If you haven't tried it yet, that's on you.
They have the little trial sizes now. The little and they make great stocking stuffers if you're looking for a gift for a friend.
Oh my gosh, yes. Spice up your holiday season with Thrive Cosmetics, luxury beauty that gives back because they do donate to, organizations that help women in your community. Right now, you can get an exclusive 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/braincandy. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/braincandy for 20% off your first order. And of course, you can always find our codes on our website as well if you forget.
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
I was going to say something about this thing. I just wanted to ask you about for the 4B movement. Like, do you think that's the ticket? Because what the 4B movement is this
I'm like,
idea
the
that
4B movement just stands for hang with your bitches or your besties and have a little bit of booze and like.
isn't it the idea that like I don't know why it's called that, but like isn't the idea
because
that
there are it translates in Korean. It was a Korean movement, and the 4 words translates to the things that you're going to abstain from, and it is sex, having children, marriage, and one other one.
And do you think that
Probably BJ's or something. No, kidding. No, sex. It's already in there. It's already.
Sarah's anti-BJ? Do you think that sort of pledge is useful and helpful to the cause?
Depends on what the cause is. It's hard. Okay, here's why
Like
it's
to
hard for me
change culture or whatever.
I don't know. But I do know that if you're going to abstain from those things, that women are communal and we are as humans, like built for connection, and women are good at making connections. So what that will result in is women forming connections and groups with other women. And I love that. I love that as a remedy for what's going on, and as some sort of it's not the cure. It's not, because we hope that men will be able to create space for women or for other people, and that we could, I don't know, just grow all together. But if that doesn't happen, I think that having that safety for women is really valuable. And I think that is what comes from these. But that is easier for me to say because I'm somebody who is very happy and
you're
prefers,
living that 4B lifestyle.
Right. And is looking for a life with a woman. And I'm saying that as somebody who's like, I really want that for myself and have always been envious of that. I don't know what that would feel like if I were really straight and like I really want to be with a man and I felt like I was depriving myself of something. I feel like I'm depriving myself of something when I'm in a relationship with a man. So that is that's hard for me to say. So yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit different for how do you feel? Do you think what do you think? Do you think it's doing something to help? And how would you feel would you be willing
I understand the impulse.
Yeah.
I do. And I get, I think a lot of women feel like, what can we do? Like, we need to do something. This is a runaway train.
Right.
Like, what do men care about? Sex. Okay, let's deprive them of that.
Right.
But like, we're not going to be actually doing that on a large scale. Like, people are going to still be doing that.
Right.
And
exactly.
like, also, why deprive yourselves? Because like it implies that women don't desire that, which is false. Like, we do, you know.
Right. That's why I feel like it doesn't feel like it needs to be replaced with something. And if you are feeling like you're repressing something in this action, it's not going to be good. But I do think that the like, I don't know, like community that it maybe forces. Like, it forces women to be communal.
If you don't want to be intimate with men, you shouldn't be. You can activate that. If you don't want kids, you shouldn't have them. All of that. But I don't think that's going to be the instrument of change.
Right.
I think that is about something else. And it's kind of what we talked about on your show, This Changes Everything, after the election, where it's like, yeah, if you want to stop banging or whatever, do that. But like, if you want to persuade men to think differently and to legislate differently and your society to behave differently, there's got to be a different plan. That ain't it.
Right. I don't know. Right. It doesn't.
So.
It won't work in that same way. But like I said, it can be a safe, like, escape for women who feel,
for sure. If you want to do that, do it.
And I think sometimes women who may be scared to leave relationships or in different kind of situations, having a term for something or a name for something, or saying that it's like almost like this I'm not leaving my abusive partner, I'm protesting with this 4B movement or whatever, that it becomes easier to make that decision to leave something if you're in a way joining something else.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Point.
Yeah,
but that feels like a very personal thing.
Very.
Rather than societal change.
Absolutely. Not going to make society, right. It's only going to make men angrier.
Yeah. So if you want societal change, I would go a different route.
Right. Yeah. And it's going to be slow and... But that leads me into this other article I read. It was actually in Bon Appetit. They were looking at another article that was written in 1970 that was about communal living and this rise in communal living. And I don't know much about the history of what was happening around the 70s. Just I know it via like pop culture and music and things like that. But I can imagine there must have been some similar feeling. Maybe this is like maybe it was like second wave feminism that was kind of happening at that time, of like women going back to work and women saying like, and we saw this rise in this communal living then. And so it was a really cute article that talked about these different, or interviewed different people from these different houses, like communal living houses. And there's a great one in Seattle. They call it the WOW House, which stands for Wild Older Women. And this one, I think the youngest age was like 63. The oldest was 80 something. And
it's like fucking Golden Girls.
It totally is. And so it's different than communal living is like different than being roommates, because it's not like you're there for to just save and rent or to have a shared space. It's that you're there because you want to participate in this home. This
yes, you all contribute what you can.
Yeah. Yes.
And benefit from each other's gifts and resources.
And it was so well written. I thought this article was so cute. And then they did little snapshots of each house and the people that lived there. And I love when they do those infographics that say, like, this is how many people. This is the cost per meal, the average cost per meal, which was like super cheap. It was like $4, $6,
wow.
You know, like, because you got a bunch of people living together and doing all that. And they said in the article, she said, they're aiming to redefine success in a society in which making it in the conventional terms often means living alone. And I didn't even, like, that was, I don't know, I just sat with that for a while, and it kind of is I don't know, bounced around in my head that we live in a country where when we say, oh, this person made it, like they're
totally self-sufficient. They require no one else.
And like, we look at the people like Elon Musk, or like the people who are sometimes the most isolated and the most alone with all their, like, fucking Scrooge McDuck with all their fucking money.
All right, well, hold your horses, horse girl. And let's take a minute to say that the Brain Candy Podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. And a lot of people need some help that's better.
'Tis the season.
'Tis the season. Was it you that was saying that to me recently about the holidays?
Yep. That before, because you're just about to see all the fam. Maybe you did see the family, and now you're like, oh my God, I need to just process this. Let me tell you, therapists are so good to just vent to. We love that.
We love it.
And I can't be available for all of you listeners. So luckily, we have BetterHelp. That's what I use. Shout out to Sherry.
Shout out to Sherry. Shout out to all the BetterHelp therapists who specialize in all different things. So if you're grieving, if you're stressed, if you have relationship problems, if you just want someone to guide you through life, they have an expert for you. We've had great experiences with the program, and it's so convenient because you can use it from where you are, your house, your work, wherever you are. They have the journaling component, which Sarah has utilized.
I love that. That I used that the whole time during my surgery and during my healing process, when I would be up at like 4:00 in the morning and just have a bunch of thoughts and feelings. And then I would write it in the journal based on like the little prompts that it would give me. And then it would let me know when Sherry read it. And then we would talk about it.
Yeah. And you can get your head around certain things through all their tools. Let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/braincandy today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/braincandy.
Yes.
By the way, as an aside, here's Delight. So you probably don't know this because you didn't live in a swing state and you definitely don't live in Pennsylvania. But Elon Musk had a petition that he did you? Oh yeah, because we were talking about it on Halloween,
this, and I encouraged and then I online somebody put up and I said, I don't care who the fuck you vote for, you just say, yeah, I'm gonna do it, and then vote for whoever the fuck you want because they don't know.
Yeah, the petition in Pennsylvania was you just had to sign it and say like you believed in like the Second Amendment and something else. Like you just had to be like, yeah, I co-sign whatever.
Right.
And I just did it because he was giving $1 million away every day of the month of October. And I was like, hell yeah, I'll sign that. Give me my $1 million, right? And I told my sister that when you were there on Halloween, like, hey, I signed Elon Musk's petition. Yeah. She's like, oh yeah, you'll be getting your check for $100. I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, I got it.
Yep.
I cashed that baby.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get that paper.
I couldn't believe my eyes.
Yes.
When I opened that check and I was like, oh my God, she was right.
That is what I was telling people. I was like leaving messages. Like one gal like put up a video of like, I'm doing this, but I'm like going to go in there and vote like wink, wink. I'm like, yes.
Because you didn't have to say who you're voting
Take
for or
his
anything
money.
Like that.
Right.
It wasn't about voting like explicitly. It was, but it wasn't. But anyway, really. That was an aside. But yeah, the sort of model of success in America is about self-sufficiency.
Yes.
And that you don't need anybody else. You have made it.
Yep.
On your own. And what I love about Arnold is that he says there is no such thing as a self-made man.
There really is not.
That is not a thing in this world. Even if you grew up poor and your parents are worthless pieces of shit that didn't give you anything, you know, like me. Do you drive on roads?
Right.
Did you go to public school? Mm-hmm. There are all sorts of ways that we as a society pool money together to benefit the greater good. That happens all the time. That's what emergency rooms are and paramedics are. Right. And, you know, fucking roads for real.
Fucking roads.
For real. Right? If you drive on a road, you're not a self-made man, period. T.
Right. I love that. Yeah.
So, yes. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I love that. I think that's all, and I think we need more of this. And I think that we are entering a time where, I don't know, maybe with this next president and some of the ways that they're going to allow, like I look at real estate, for example. Like there are a lot of laws that passed in Colorado that say, because people were coming in and buying up all the Airbnb like properties and turning everything into an Airbnb, and like you can only have so many Airbnbs. Sometimes people need to live places, you know. Like, it's not an Airbnb. So they made rules and laws that said you need to occupy these homes and they need to be like residential.
Available for full-time residents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I love all that. And I think when I hear that, you know, they're going to like free up constricting regulations, this is what my mind goes to, that these are the kind of constricting regulations that now we're going to have more, you know, companies buying up properties. So and who knows what'll happen to housing markets, things like that. But I think that what we need to do is have more of this communal living that I think I know so many very capable women and men who are aiming towards that quote unquote made it, that is being independent and living alone. And I want to steer them in the direction of something more communal in that way. And communal feels, when you say it, feels very hippity-dippity. Feels like, you know, culty. And it does not need to be like that. It doesn't
have to be. And it could look like this, too. It could look like where you live alone in a community, but then there is let's say a hub, like a community center.
I love
where
that.
There's, let's say, one lawnmower.
Yeah. Yes.
And you all share it, and you all schedule a time where you use it. Why do we all need to have lawnmowers?
Why do we? My mom said that. She was, I don't know where we were, where my mom was like, I had this idea where all of the women who are single moms in the neighborhood, we just need one handyman. We need one guy. We need to rent a husband. We need, and we all just chip in, like, say, $200 a month. And then this guy's like on retainer. Like, any of us can use him to come do whatever we need. And in my mind, I was like, that's why I learned how to be handy, because you didn't have a rental. That's why I know how to fucking hang a TV. And
friendly reminder, and probably your local library rents out power tools.
And
you can
camping
borrow
equipment.
them. Yeah, lots of stuff, instruments, all kinds of stuff.
I forgot about the power tools. Holy shit, I forgot about the power tools. That's such a good idea.
Yes, you can borrow them from your local libraries. You need something, but you only need it once. You don't want to buy it.
Right. It's crazy that we're doing that.
Yeah.
So I think more of that. And we need that.
Let's work together, man.
Yeah. I would just love to it says everybody has a responsibility, and that means that everybody has power.
I'll tell you what gives me power.
Yeah.
And that is Nutrafol hair growth supplements. And you know why? Because this is my crowning glory.
Of long, thick, full hair.
Long locks.
Yeah.
Listen. I just went to my stylist to get my bleach. As you can see there.
Yeah, it looks
I'm
great.
rootless. Yeah. And she had to go do something, and then she came back and she was like, your hair is so long. Oh. Like, she was struck by it, and I was like, thank you, but I deserve no praise because it is all Nutrafol. This is the gift of hair growth, and it is scientific. This isn't magic or Dr. Bombay, as I always say. This is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1 million people. You'll see thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding, which she always comments on, in just 3 to 6 months. And I know how frustrating it is if you've just had a baby or you're going through like hormonal changes or stress or whatever, and you see like all that hair coming out and you think, okay, I'm doomed. I'm going to be screwed forever. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You can take it and you'll be so happy you did. Whether you're gifting yourself or a loved one, give the gift of great hair growth this holiday season. Right now, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off any order. Enjoy free shipping when you subscribe. Go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code BrainCandyGift. Nutrafol.com, spelled NutraFol.com, promo code BrainCandyGift. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code BrainCandyGift.
Yes, that's a great gift to give.
Hell yeah, it is.
Like, you know, because sometimes, like, I would love to give, like, my mom doesn't need it, but if I saw something, I'd be like, here you go, Mom. Just try a little bit of this.
For real.
You know?
And it's gift that keeps on giving.
Yes. What else do I want to talk to you about? Talked about this. Okay, let's talk about this. Our old friend Brian Johnson, the guy who's trying to turn back the hands of time, is back in the news.
Douchebag.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yes. The software entrepreneur who,
I hate
you
him.
may remember him from the awkward family photo sesh with his son and father in the weirdest embrace.
Dude.
Like, real cool. Oh, so cringy. Like, so cringy. Well, he is in the news again, and I don't want to get joy from other people's misery, but this guy, he's kind of asking for it. I don't know. So he's been
it's almost like
through,
he likes it.
And Susie, he is no different than any of the women who have, or people who have ever been on Botched, who have ever been on that show. Don't even try to fucking tell me that you are not suffering from body dysmorphia or something like that, where you are or this fear of aging in the same way somebody is getting plastic surgery to, like, and doesn't know where the line is.
Right.
He is the same. So he has been doing all these treatments and this, what does he call it? He calls it Project Blueprint. He does this whole thing to all these things that he does to try to reverse the hands of time. And he is getting like $2 million worth of treatments done per year. And one of the things that he needed to do in order to maintain, I don't know, whatever, this young, what he thinks in his mind is like youth, is like have a calorie deficit. So what that resulted in is him being very underweight. And so his face lost a lot. He lost a lot of body fat in his face. And everybody was commenting on how he looks like gaunt and how he looked. And you could really tell that one of the signs of youth is a full face. Is like, so this guy was like, I don't want to get fillers because that is
loser.
You're a loser if you do that.
That's beneath him.
Right. That doesn't count as in Project Blueprint. So instead, he had fat from a donor injected into his face. Well, I'll give you 2 fucking guesses what happened. He had a crazy allergic reaction to it, so much so that his face puffed up to where he couldn't even see.
I'm surprised he did that, Sarah, because
I'm not.
If his he has been adamant that his goal is longevity.
Oh, no, it is not. No, it is not. That after I saw this, that's why I was like, I gotta, because it is no longer about longevity. It is
what
about
does he care if he looks gaunt?
Perception, right? Exactly, Susie.
So if
Thank you.
The physicality does not match the youth that he claims is happening through all these like interventions, then he must do something more that is only beneficial for vanity.
Only for vanity.
I can't believe this. I'm shocked.
Right? Same. I have to show you the picture. Are you ready?
Yeah.
And here's the fucked up part. That's the before and after. And I got to tell you, the before doesn't look any better. Like
he looks gross in both.
And then I had another pic. Oh, I didn't save it. But if you saw what he used to look like, that's why I'm like, this is body dysmorphia. Because in the past few years, he is now unrecognizable.
Yeah.
And
he's such a loser.
Oh my gosh. And I guarantee you he's the kind of guy who would shame any woman for doing anything cosmetic.
Oh my God.
And I don't understand why people then I saw on his Instagram, and it was on People magazine or People Online or whatever. I saw the photo of it when I was trying to find the photo. And I was like, let me just look at the comments. Let me see what people are saying. They are applauding him and saying, wow, how great of you to sacrifice yourself in testing all of this to better our chances. What? You would never say that to a woman who got her tits bigger because she's just testing how big. Like, fellas. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Like, don't applaud this guy. That was the surprising thing to me.
I just can't believe he's even acknowledging that he got fat transfer.
He put it on his Instagram. He went so far. I think people were asking questions, and he started having the reaction and got worse and worse and worse. So he tells, there's like a person, I would imagine his assistant. I don't see this guy having many friends. But I get, because they don't. You think Elon Musk has fucking friends? You think he gets invited to a barbecue?
Not one.
Not fucking
one.
one.
Not one.
Not one. None of these guys. This is the difference between the people who want to live in the Wow House, communal living spaces, and this guy who wants to. Not this guy, but I'm sure wants to go to fucking Mars or Elon Musk style. Like, gross. I hate it all.
It's amazing to me that there's so much vitriol against women when like you look at the jails, like who's doing all the murdering and. Because I was doing this thing. I think I was high on an edible. Yes. But in my mind, I was thinking like, picture a mass shooter.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Picture a kidnapper.
Right.
Picture a terrorist. Mm-hmm. Picture whatever terrible thing.
An embezzler.
it's always a
everything. You
dude.
go, yeah,
And then like picture one of these tech people
right.
who is like, I'm gonna find the fountain of youth, Ponce de Leon, but like with needles and weirdness.
And he's like getting weird, like having his joints and injected so that he could stimulate. Like it's like
I've never wanted someone to like get hit by a bus.
Like
more.
that is the big joke, that this guy is going to end up dying
In a car accident.
or in some surgery, in some procedure, from an accident related
like
to
Joan Rivers.
That's what I'm saying. Like that is what it's going to be. You are chasing this like chasing youth, and you will end up dying in the pursuit of this. Like the opposite. Like you want to live forever, and you'll end up dying trying to live forever. That to me is such wasted effort and such a shallow existence, and focused on all the wrong things, because on his deathbed, what is he going to be saying? Mm-hmm. I'm so glad I look a little bit younger. I'm so glad I have the penis of an 18-year-old that he tried to have. Remember that story?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Well,
Ugh.
and his history with women is awful.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like Vanity Fair, I think it was, did the expose on that, and how he's like, well, you can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Nobody thinks like, oh,
fucking
this sounds like
course.
a great guy to be with.
Oh, Lord. Wow. There a lot of themes in this episode. But okay, I got one last story that maybe will cheer us all up.
Okay.
Is a little happier. And it has to do with reality shows. And when do I ever use those to cheer us up?
All right.
And reality shows
I'm
in the
all
same
ears.
story? Okay. Love Island Australia is doing the best thing to signify consent, or to show that they are doing the best thing to show that everybody involved, or all participants on the show, are consenting to the acts that they are participating in. Mm-hmm. This was something that there was really no
Precedent.
no tool for. These are shows that are centered around relationships and are going to have people hooking up.
Yeah.
And so I think they've done a good job to set themselves apart from maybe some other reality shows. And maybe it's because of the nature of the show. And I can't believe that I'm saying this. First of all, on our show, alcohol was flowing, and it was no problem to get it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they started to have those exchange a bottle for a bottle thing, but there was never any like, you guys we're done. They have a 2-drink maximum on Love Island.
Like per day or something.
Yeah, and I didn't know that. And I think that's a good thing to know. So you know that nobody's going in and they're going to be drunk.
Yes,
or
there
under
needs
the
to be
influence.
very strict guidelines.
Yes. Mm-hmm. They should definitely start doing that. I mean, it's going to change the shows, but with what reality shows have turned into, I feel like this is necessary, or it's a different kind of show. It's not party, like it's just a big party. But what I really love that they're doing is they've created this, like, they call it the horny heart is like the nickname that it's been given.
Okay.
So it is this button that people press that when you're going to be intimate with somebody, both people have to press a button. And when one person presses it, it lights up one side of the heart. And when the other person presses it, it lights up the other side of the heart. So you can see, even as the audience, both people have consented to this. I'll show you the image of what this looks like.
Like, does the audience see, or like as soon as like
I think now the audience sees, but in past episodes, it's just been, or when they first started this, it was just the producers who were able to see.
So like, if let's say a dude pushed the horny heart for me.
Yes.
Would I see it?
Like you as the girl in the bed with him?
Yeah.
Probably, yes.
Oh, you're in bed?
You're in bed. This is what, okay, so let me get clear. So this is why they need this. So what happens on these shows is like, oh, people are about to hook up, and then they go to the bedroom. And producers have recognized that things have happened in the past, especially, what was that show? It wasn't Love Island.
Bachelor.
It was, there was another one, too.
Oh, that was Below Deck.
And another Below Deck was where they stopped him and it was good.
Yeah.
But there was another one that was about hooking up where...
I mean, I said Bachelor. That's what it was. Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh, yes, Bachelor in Paradise. I forgot the in Paradise part. Yes,
Yeah.
it's that. I was like, I feel like it was a longer name. Correct, because it was Bachelor in Paradise. Yes, you're right. It was that one. So they recognized, like, we need for it to be very clear and explicit that people consent. So what the rule has been, or the method that they've gone about verbally consenting, is they have to look at the camera and say, I consent to this. And then if they don't say that, the producers have to like climb in there and interrupt their sex act and say, excuse me, do both of you have to look at the camera and you have to both say, I consent. And that was getting real awkward and real weird, as you can imagine.
Well, what happened? Did some of them say, no, I don't?
No, everybody always did. But like that
they
moment
had
where they're like getting hot and heavy.
Okay. Yeah,
so
yeah.
Like,
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. They're like, we got to create something that is better for this.
And that's awesome. I love progress. That's so good. The only trouble is that you can revoke consent at any moment. Right?
Yes, you can.
And at any moment, even after I say enthusiastically, yeah, let's go, baby, I could say, nope, I'm done. We're done. I'm done.
I bet when you push the button, it goes away.
I want to know.
Or you could just say that.
Like, they need to have a thing where it's like,
yeah,
you know.
I bet you can. Because it seems like this was created by a female producer who was like, I recognize that we need something. And so it looks like this. It's like.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So you can undo it.
Yeah, you can press the button, and there's one heart, and you can see when it's like half lit, and it glows, and it's like right above their bed, and it's huge. It's like a big thing. I love this.
Yeah,
I think this should be adapted on every single show. This should be the standard.
Every household, every frat house, everything.
That's a great idea.
For real. It should be everywhere.
For fucking real, Susie.
Yeah.
That would help so many situations to know, but nope, we have look, both people agree like that. And it doesn't make it weird or awkward. It's actually kind of cute, like one heart and then another heart. And it's
Here's the thing though, in real life, there's no cameras. So like a dude could hit the other side of it.
Right. Well,
you know, and so there is no magic bullet to stop these incidents, but I freaking love reality shows that are being like, we don't want grossness.
If I were a frat house, I would have cameras up.
Well, there's a reason why you're not in a frat.
Right, I see.
Besides the fact that you're a woman, a lesbian, and not of age. And that is because you do not share their worldview.
Right. But I'd be like, I would want to make sure that I could say, nope, nothing. All right. Right. Because they're doing the opposite.
This is amazing progress. And boy, oh boy.
Right? That was what I just felt really optimistic, as I usually am, about how this tool may be used and applied in other reality shows and will just make, and will, in a way, normalize asking for consent and won't make it as awkward as it has been before.
Yeah.
So I like that story.
That's awesome. Good for them.
Yeah.
I wonder, it's Love Island, Australia. I hope the rest of the...
I was wondering that too. And from what I saw, it was just the Australia one for the last 4 seasons.
What's the downside? There's no downside.
Right. No downside at all. I think you need to adopt that everywhere.
It covers their butt legally in ways that aren't currently. I don't see a downside.
I don't either.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Sarah, well done. Great
Oh,
episode.
Thank you.
So
I only
many
spent
great
half the episode shitting on men.
Which I feel like was generous.
But yes,
we
specific
could have done
men.
all 60 minutes, okay?
Yeah, you're welcome.
As always, thank you for listening. Thank you for leaving 5-star reviews. And thank you for using our codes, which can be found at thebraincandypodcast.com if you forget any. And it is shopping season, so let us be your first stop.
Yeah, shop at the Brain Candy store.
Yes.
Amen.
We love you. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.